So, hello, good afternoon, Sir Stephen. Welcome to my channel. This is Justin Cappuccino, Sashes&Scripts, and we are going to be talking about Miss International. Kasi for the longest time, we wanted to have a conversation with someone from the know, someone who knows the organization inside out, because we want to give Miss International the respect and the honor that it's due, right? So, you've been how long with the Miss International organization?
As a full-time employee, this is my 5th year because I started September 2018.
Sayang, hindi inabutan si Kylie.
Hindi naabutan si Kylie, yeah. But prior to that, I've been working with them as a correspondent and at the same time helping them with the logistics. Yeah, for example, during the time of Kylie, when she went to the event of President Duterte, I was the one who actually escorted her there, which is like, you know, I wasn't even a staff of Miss International back then, but they accorded me that that responsibility to go to the hotel, and then I escorted Kylie, and then we went back to the venue afterwards. Hindi pa siya Miss International noon, contestant pa lang siya. So yeah, it's been a long time. 2003 yung first ko na coverage actually for Miss International.
Okay, that's quite a long relationship.
20 years ago if you count it.
So, sir, as a Filipino representing a Japanese organization, how difficult was the adjustment when it comes to the way, you know, the Miss International is run versus the way that there's a different kasi perception ng mga fans na tumitingin from the outside, right?
Yeah. I know, yeah, I understand the point of view of the different fans, not just in the Philippines, but also from other countries, because I've been to various press conferences as well. So, to me kasi, since I've been living in Japan since the year 2000, so I've been living there for 23 years, much longer than the Philippines. So the only pageant organization wherein I was really actively involved with is Miss International. So I could not compare it with how other beauty pageants are being run. So for me, Miss International is, you know, it's being run the Japanese way. I was educated in a Japanese university. I work in a Japanese school. So the only professional culture I know is Japanese culture.
Yeah.
So the adjustment was not that hard. Well, obviously, when you work in a certain company, whether it's a Japanese company or an international company, there will be some difficulties with, you know, human relations and stuff like that. But at the same time, you have to be resilient. You have to be patient. You have to persevere and wait for the opportunity to prove your worth. Just like very applicable with any other companies you work with, not just in the pageant industry. Yeah. So I would say that it wasn't that hard for me because I could also read, speak, and write the Japanese language. So maybe a lot of people think that it was a hard sell for me, but the fact is I was actually scouted by Miss International themselves. So I was introduced to the boss, and they hired me eventually full-time after seeing me for several editions siguro. Yeah. Sino ba yung tao to who is always there for Miss International? And then I had a one-on-one talk with our boss, and she wanted me to work with them, and then I accepted the offer.
Ayan, since we're now talking about Miss International and the organization, no, there is a common misconception that Miss International only crowns girls of a certain mold, of a certain look, physical, physical characteristics. But looking at the different winners from, let's just put it from 2010 up until now, there are differences in the physical beauties of the girls that is crowned Miss International. So how would you debunk this? You know, this Miss International has a mold, and you cannot send a girl who doesn't fit that certain mold.
Well, it's really funny, no? And thank you for bringing that up, because Miss International actually doesn't have a certain mold. If you look at the history ng mga winners namin, we have variety of winners. Nagiging magkamukha lang sila because they were wearing the same crown. Yeah. Kasi once you wear that crown, parang nagiging the same na yung mold nyo like, you know, especially with that ribbon crown.
Yes.
And the truth is, each winner has her own personality, and they have their own unique characteristic that made them shine through on that night they were chosen. We have black winners, we have fair-skinned winners, we have
Anywhere in between.
anywhere in between. We have now. I think this is the first time in what, like 14 years that we have a blonde winner.
Yeah.
Yung ano,
Yeah,
no.
I think it's more than 10 years.
Yeah, the Ecuadorian winner pala yung last na blonde.
2013.
winner,
It's
yeah.
10 years exactly.
Yeah, so paiba-iba eh. Depends really sa sa judges at that
Yeah.
time eh. And then you have to also consider the fact that a lot of girls who are being sent to Miss International are already of a certain mold. Halos magkapare-pareho sa kanila, that any of those, let's say, out of the 60 delegates that we have or 70 delegates that we have, half of them, ganun yung mold eh. Ganun
Yeah.
yung korte ng mukha. So any one of them who would win, eventually, sasabihin nila, kasi ganyan talagang hinahanap ng Miss International. When in fact, it could be another girl, pero the odds are on the favor talaga sa certain mold na ganun. Kasi yun ang pinapadala sa amin ng mga organization.
So it's safe to say that we can encourage national competitions to send girls that have different variety, different flavors when it comes to their types
Of course.
beauty.
Yeah, you see Venezuela has 8 winners. They have a blonde winner, they have a black winner.
Yes.
And they have
Elizabeth Mosquera.
Yes, exactly. So they are sending different kinds of beauties, but they also won the crown. So
And they have different personalities as
they
well.
have different personalities, different characteristics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, si Mariam nga when she competed in 2018, she was joking pa nga like, how could I win? Like last year, Diana Croce was so beautiful, she didn't even win.
Yeah.
And recently, we just had Edimar Martinez.
Yeah.
So, I don't think they would make me win, but she still won.
Yeah.
Diba?
Totoo. And I also wanted to ask this. This is a very interesting conversation kasi this is the first time that we get to understand and know Miss International more intimately. Ito yung pagkakataon kasi na hindi natin nagagawa on a regular basis because hindi kayo madalas na nadadalaw dito sa Pilipinas. Hindi na-i-invite ang mga winners except the Miss International na mga Filipino winners.
That's true.
Kaya this is a very interesting conversation for us because we now can understand Miss International from a very intimate place, so to say. So, sir, when it comes to yung to the organization, how do you get to pick your winners? Are there like mga things that you consider on behavior, on pleasantness, on attitude that would make you feel like this girl might be the more apt girl for the crown?
Well, actually, we give the organization we prepare the evaluation sheet of the delegates. Kumbaga, that's like, let's say that's the preliminary scores. Although they are not really scores, but it's just a evaluation sheet based on the preliminary event, like the swimsuit preliminary. We do that, and the chaperone, they are supposed to send their evaluation, and then based on their attitude, their rapport, their tardiness, and we put them on a sheet of paper. Like obviously this year siguro we're gonna change it and make it more user friendly kasi kung minsan it's so confusing. So we have to make it even more easy, pleasant to the eye, so that the judges could easily see the evaluation of the girls whenever they judge them. So they have that evaluation, and then in the end, during the pageant night itself, they will look at the performance, and then when they look at the girls and they see that the girl is favorable for them, then they will vote for her. However, let's say they found the girl to be favorable in their eyes. However, if the evaluation sheet says otherwise, they will probably not vote for the girl.
Okay.
But we don't tell them naman na don't vote for her. Because
it's still the judges.
It's still the judges. We will just give them the clean slate, like the sheet. This is our evaluation of them. It's your prerogative if you're going to take it into consideration or not.
Ayan. Tapos, let's veer away the kwento from the Miss International organization to the Miss International winner, Jasmine Selberg, because she really has a very pleasant countenance to her. She's easy to talk to. Parang ang gaan niyang kausapin, hindi siya mabigat na kasama. So, how has been your experience with with her so far, with her reign for the past 6-7 months?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Jasmine is the first winner that I have worked for 3 countries already. Like 4, let's put it 4, including Japan.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time that a Miss International is traveling on a marathon, 3 countries right away on just
Several days.
on several days. Nakakapagod siya actually. Like now I am actually seriously considering this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mahirap pala. It's so nakakapagod. So easy to work, that's true. Very easy. And then there's no stress at the same time because she has no dietary restrictions. She would eat whatever she wants to eat. Basta edible lang. And when we were in Indonesia, she was so happy to eat durian for the very first time. As a matter of fact, she ate 1.5 durian.
Oh my God.
And in Vietnam, she tried so many traditional Vietnamese food. And you know, in Vietnam, they always have all these herbs and leaves.
Yes. They're very vegetarian friendly
I know.
cuisine. Yeah.
And she loved everything. And now here in the Philippines, she wants to try everything as well because she's been exposed with the Filipino culture even back in Germany. It has not been a very difficult work with. Not that I'm saying that it's difficult with the other misses. Because in the previous misses, kasi we only stay together for 2 days, 3 days. You know, very short lang. So far with Jasmine, it's been more than a week that we've been together and working together. Wala akong problema sa kanya. Yeah, it's I know she's tired, and I also understand when someone is tired. Kung minsan you have to give them space as well. I have 3 sisters, so I totally understand female tantrums. Pero wala akong problema with Jasmine as far as that is concerned.
Yeah, and I just interviewed her earlier and sabi ko sa kanya, try the Filipino halo-halo for a change.
Oh, yes. Actually, she should try something sweet and cold.
Yes. Especially with this weather. Ayan, Sir Stephen, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm sure ang mga watchers natin nag-enjoy because now they are understanding the Miss International much better based from the perspective that you shared with us. So
I hope that they keep on following Miss International and understand exactly our concept, which is to share the culture, share the traditions of the country, the host country, and one of the reasons why we don't have a super bongacious, entertaining show is because we let the girls experience the host country itself. More on that, less on rehearsals. So that's why that's what we wanted every delegate to experience, to develop sisterhood, camaraderie, friendship, understand each other's culture, and we want them to go back to their respective country thanking the organization for the experience that we give them.
And please invite everyone to follow your socials and
yes, follow our social media, Miss International Official on Instagram, our Twitter account, our Facebook, as well as you may download our Miss International app. It will be active once again once we becomes closer to the pageant itself. It's available on Apple Store and on Google Play.
Ayan, thank you, Sir Stephen, and this has been a very interesting afternoon with you.
Thank you very much as well. My pleasure.
Thank you.